Yo, terima kasih kerana masih lagi bersama kami di Astro Awani. Anda bersama saya, Syed Freddy Norma dalam Bisnes Alternatif. Hari ini kita nak cerita pasal ni. Kita nak cerita pasal kasut, kita nak cerita pasal
saat tempatan Hellbent Skateboarding.
Produk-produk ini semua merupakan produk yang dihasilkan oleh anak Malaysia sendiri, ditujukan khas kepada komuniti skaters di luar sana.
Skater Sabah Porock Louis dipilih sebagai skater paling berharga ataupun Most Valuable Skater Jelajah Hellbent Principal tahun lalu.
Okey, untuk membantu saya menjawab soalan-soalan saya tentang produk yang sangat cool ini, bersama saya ialah Abdulazeez ataupun Aziz, pengasas Hellbent Malaysia. Aziz, terima kasih bersama kami. Okey, cuba ceritakan apa yang
Basically, I grew up in 1986 in Kuala Lumpur. I started skating when I was 12 years old, and I stopped when I was going into Form 5. I think 16 going 17. I stopped because I had an injury on my knee, left knee. I fell down a set of stairs, and basically that ended my first part of my skateboarding career, of my passion, hobby. After stopping for like I think 10 years, and then I started back. I'm enjoying it, and because of skateboarding, because I started back, I eventually stopped my work, day job, and started a company called Hellbent. Abdulazeez, 27, skateboarder and entrepreneur.
Build a ship for two. In the waves she'll get tossed. In a wooden ship for two, silver sea we were lost. Lost, lost, lost. Sturdy sailors can't pull us through. They were shredded and torn. Struck the great whale with my harpoon, got us way off our course. There are the strangest creatures waiting just on the shores. Some walk on the longest lanes on the deep ocean floors. Build a ship for two. In the waves she'll get tossed. In a wooden ship for two, silver sea we were lost.
When I was in primary school, before I got into skateboarding, I play football a lot. 2 years after I really went into football, I started knowing skateboard, and then that's the end of football. During my high school years, I played football, played rugby, and also takraw for school. And after my training session at school, I'd go back and skate until night, go back and have dinner, go for tuition for 1-2 hours, and then later that night after 12, maybe 1-2 o'clock in the morning, I'll go out again and skate. After I got my injury when I was in 16 going 17, going Form 5, I skated a set of stairs and torn my ligament, and then that's the thing that made me stop skateboarding until I started back when I was 25, I think 2 years back. Yeah, without skateboarding, my life is actually boring lah. So once I stopped skateboarding, I become a normal person. After I recovered, I started playing football back, rugby and all. And then after I finished school, I go to college, have like college life, hang out with friends, go to clubs, and basically spend a lot of my mom's money and finishing it for, I know, for fun. And then after college, I started working with Khairiy production. I think everyone knows that production life is really hectic. You have to work every day. So basically, I wake up at 8, I go back home at 1 o'clock in the morning and sleep and wake up the next day the same time, 8 o'clock, and it's the same routine every day. And then one day I just stumbled upon a video on YouTube, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I stumbled upon a video on YouTube and then skateboard. I say, hey, how come I didn't know about this guy? How come I didn't know about this guy? So actually, I've been out of the skateboarding scene for around 10 years, maybe. So I didn't know what was happening and stuff. There was these new brands, new pros, new skateboarders. Because before I stopped skating, I remembered Chris Cole was just going up. And then now Chris Cole is like the veteran already. So to me, I was in shock lah. So it kind of interested me, and I started looking for my old boards and going to Kampung Batu, to Shah Alam Skate Park, to Bangsa alone, without any friends. I just went there alone with my board and my sneaker, which is not a skate shoe also. Just skated because I really feel like doing it. It's like a drug to me.
I represent the death rap, get your head cracked open.
When I started going to Putrajaya, actually, because my office was in Cyberjaya, so basically every day I finish my work early. I mengular a bit, so I go out from the office 1 hour early. I was supposed to go out at 6, I go out at 5 because Putrajaya Skate Park only opens until 7, so I only have that 2-hour window to skate. So that's why I go 5 o'clock, I skate there, and then that's where I meet Pak Din. I met with Bazli and Mariss. And Mariss, from what I had conversed with him, he told me that he used to have his own clothing brand, which is called Secret Project or something, Secret Project Clothing. So he told me a lot of stories during his business days. With that, I started, I have this idea of, oh, if Mariss can do it, and that was back then, why not I do it now? Because I'm also a customer myself. I like going online and looking for new products, and at that time also, the local scene was not that big. I mean, indie brands started going down 2 years back. Before then, I think 2-3 years back, there was this indie punya trend, indie punya season. So within that 2-3 years, a lot of people made a lot of money with doing indie clothing brands, coming up with indie bands, playing music and stuff. So after that trend went down, there's not many local brands except for a few that I think I can mention, like Abstract Jingga, and Home also was one of the brands that I look up when I first started Hellbent, because they have their own team, their family is tight. So you can see that in the videos and the skate videos that they make, and their commercials and their pictures. So I really wanted that with my brand. After doing a bit research here and there, I started coming up with SLC as a brand name, which is South Lake City, Bandar Tasik Selatan, which represents where I stayed. And then I came up with the jeans, and after a few months, I look back at the logo, I see like, it's a bit dodgy. And then I changed it to Afterworks, because the project that I'm doing is after working hours. So Afterworks. And then with Afterworks, I started printing my own t-shirts at home. I bought all the supplies with my salary, and then I did that screen printing Afterworks, and then Afterworks I changed to Insane, because Afterworks was quite long, so I thought Insane was better, because I heard Insane from this radio station which went like insane deals. So I was like, oh, insane. So it doesn't mean that insane as in crazy, but it's insane, you know, like doing skateboard tricks are insane, you know. It's out of people's mind. And after a few months, I think after just 1 month, I heard this word Hellbent from Lupi Fiasco's song. I think it was the second verse. They said Hellbent. The mom said don't go skate. He said he's Hellbent. I don't care. He still wants to go skate. So I said, oh, that sounds like me a bit, Hellbent. And then I was interested with that word. I tried to look up on the Urban Dictionary and stuff. And actually in the dictionary, I think they have Hell-bent, which means passion or recklessly determined. And to put it in a sentence, it can say like stood resolute against the enemy. So a person who is hell-bent has already stood resolute against the enemy. So nothing can stop him from doing what he wants to do. One of my colleagues back then was Mak Saleh. His name is Jeremy. So he worked with me in Khairiy Studios. He was the producer there, and he also, I don't know, out of the sudden, he just say, hey, why not just change your name to Hellbent, man? I was like, hey, I was thinking about that yesterday. So it's like, I think it was fated lah. So after that, I just stick to Hellbent up until now. Hellbent basically started with basic apparels like t-shirts, and I think our first product wasn't a t-shirt. It was actually a varsity jacket, black and grey. And then our second and third product was t-shirts. And then we tried doing jeans because I don't know, when we first started, even though I wanted to do a brand that has a relation with skateboard, but 2 years back there wasn't too many kids skating. So there's only a few bunch, and they already have their own preferences of the brands they like. I mean, like boards, they like to use girl skateboards, Baker lah, Death Wish. They have their own preferences. I didn't think that it can be a good product to come out with skateboards. And then after the brand started growing and people started knowing about the brand, and we managed to come up with a few videos that sparked the interest of the new kids to start skating, and we see that there are a lot of kids, new kids starting. So that's where we see the opportunity where we can do our own branding for boards, because to change the perception of these already old skaters, I mean like 20 years old or above 20, that has already skated like 2-3 years back, like I said before, they already have their preferences. But for these new kids, they don't care. I mean, it's what's new, bang? What's the latest? What's the best now you have? And what's the most value for my money? So yeah, that's when I started venturing into making boards.
Everybody's business. The world is lost. It's everybody's business in the kingdom of the illness. Can I get a witness? Don't know who we are.
Once Hellbent kicked off, we have a few products, and then Pak Din started coming up to me and say, hey bro, why don't you put me on the team? So I was like, okay man, for sure. Pak Din, he's my hero lah, and up until now he's still a legend, man. When I first started, of course, I didn't think of sponsoring riders and stuff, because I just wanted to make products and sell them, make products and sell them based on my preferences, on the arts that I like, the style that I like, the length that I like. So basically that was it. But I think after I came up with one or two products, I also had these few t-shirts printed at home on my own. So I brought them to a skate park, and out of nowhere, Apit, Kedah and Kedah just told me that they were going to KK, Kota Kinabalu. So back then for a trip with Pak Day and then few Vans rider, I saw that as a good opportunity for me to bring the brand outside. Because even though it's new, I only have a Facebook account to use it as promotion. So I thought of why not I just let my friends wear this t-shirt and go there and promote the brand and tell everyone that it's a new brand from Malaysia, it's their friends. And from there, they told me, okay, they're going tomorrow, so why not you give us a few more pairs and we can distribute them around in KK. So I went back and that's what I did. The next day, I gave them the t-shirt and I don't know, Takde Fate also. One of the t-shirts that they brought there went into Porock's hand, which I didn't know at that time. Porock told me when he joined the team, he told me that, hey, didn't you realize that one of the footage in my Sponsor Me video was wearing your t-shirt? I was like, no man, Apit gave it to me. So I was like, oh, cool. So I think it's fated lah. And then, yeah, with sponsoring, that's where I first started with Apit Kedah, Kedah, and then Bazli, and then Pak Din when came in the picture. And then started going a bit more serious. That's where I took in Adam Zari and also Azrin. And Porock was a special case. I didn't really had him in mind, but during one of our launchings, he came with his friends and they introduced him as Porock. And then I don't know, he started talking to me and I started to feel like a bit interested in this guy with his character and how humble he is and all. And I asked around, hey, how is this guy? And they told me like, he's quite great, he's quite okay man, he's quite good. You should see his Sponsor Me video and stuff. So that's when I started browsing and did a bit of research on him. And after seeing a few of his videos, I took him in. And now he's one of our most valuable assets that we have.
My nuclear vision is everybody's business. We live here in the kingdom of goodness. Can I get a witness? Don't know who we are, where we are. In the middle of nowhere, and it don't seem far. Doing what we can, when where we stand, lost in confusion. Hoping somebody knows the plan. Got my attention, all that I witness. My nuclear vision is everybody's business. We living here in the kingdom of business. Better move fast, gotta travel light. Don't let nothing pass with you.
Principal Footwear, it was basically I really wanted to do that way before because I really love new designs, I really love shoe technologies and stuff. So that's where I decided to come up with Principal Footwear. And from then up until now, still I haven't seen any other brands that have their own shoe made for skateboarding here in Malaysia. And also with Principal shoes, it's more the brand is growing, even though it's only 1.5 years there, the brand, the shoe, but it has grown a lot since it first came out. Our first production was made in Bandung, but the problem with the shoes are that they don't know the technology of making skate shoes. The materials are different, the suede is different, the rubber outsole is different, so it wears out really fast. After selling the first batch of shoes, I decided to go to China and try to look for an actual shoe manufacturer. And what I have in mind was that I know for sure that Fallen or Nike or all these big brands out there or Adidas, they manufacture their shoes in Asia. So some might be in China, some might be in Vietnam, some might be in Indonesia. So and then I did some research and found out that Fallen skate shoes are one of the most comfortable skate shoe, and it's rated by skaters themselves. So that's why I try to look for Fallen footwear manufacturer. So that's where I found my manufacturer in China, and I personally went there and see them producing these Fallen shoes, and I know for sure that they have the material, they have the technology, and they know what I want. So if I say I want the insole to be a bit thicker for impact, so they know what impact. They know that these shoes are going to be used to jump off stairs or skate on handrails. So you need this. So they understand the needs of skateboarding. So it's a lot better lah. So from there, the second batch is improved a bit, and then the third batch also we did a lot of improvements lah in terms of the technologies, the material, and the design overall. It's very good that we see a lot of local skate companies now coming out, because it gives a lot of benefits to the kids, actually, to the society and to the people that buys the product. Because with local product, for sure it is a lot cheaper from US brands, and the quality is almost near to, I think, 95-99% to the US brand, if not 100% similar. With local companies, they support the community, the local skate communities, by doing organizing events. They do skate competitions, and then I don't know, before we had Popper, this local skate magazine, which also helps a lot to contribute to the local skate culture, skate community. A lot of local brands also gives, I mean, like me as a brand owner, I have to always keep up my game, you know. I have to always make sure that my product is always the best. I have the best designs out there to cater for my customers, because I have a lot of competitors. So if I don't have competitors, I might be relaxed sikit, lay back a bit. So without that, it's not good also. So once you have competition, you buck up your game, you know. You try to do a lot, you try to do better, and you give more to your customers. So it's a very win-win-win-win situation to all. Malaysian skate scene to become bigger in the near future, and hopefully we will get more support from the government. We get more funding on building skate parks. I mean, like now, my clients, my customers, they come to my shop every day and they skate in front of my shop, which is just a 5 feet space with the roof and nothing, and we just provide them with obstacles, just minimal. So it's not proper for them to upgrade their skills to practice. I mean, if the government does support us a little bit more, I'm sure that the local skateboard quality of the skating of the people will become better, and hopefully one day our name can go into competitions and become someone that people know lah, like what Pak Din used to be. Like, we don't have that anymore. Pak Din used to go to competitions like Asian X Games, and people from Singapore, people from Indonesia, people from Thailand will salute and they all will say that Pak Din is great, he's good, he's one of the best skater. Probably not the best in Asia, but one of the best. People acknowledge that. But nowadays, only like when we go outside, we say, oh, this guy is good, this guy is good. But our Malaysians are not out there anymore. So I wish in the near future we can upgrade our skills, and that also the government should support us to make sure that it happens. My future hopes for Hellbent and Principal is that for Hellbent, I want it to become a big apparel company. I want it to someday be like Zara, but skatewear. So I want to be able to sell cheap quality products because I am able to produce it in big bulks. So now I cannot sell it for cheap because it's produced in a small number. So the cost is different. Yeah, that's my future plan. My future hope is to get Hellbent to become something like Zara or Topman or Pull & Bear, you know, big retailer, and then can open branches globally. And then for Principal Footwear, I'm hoping it to be something like Nike SB or Fallen lah. I mean, not Nike SB lah, maybe Nike SB is the higher range. But this one I want to become, we want to be the chosen brand, the chosen skaters brand. Skateboarders, they choose our product because it's cheap and it's quality. So it's good for skating and also it's cheap. So if they wear it out fast, they bought of that shoe, they wear it for 1 week and they bought, even though it's still in good condition, they can still buy another one because it's affordable. And I want to expand more lah. I think for both brands, I really want to expand them more. I want to be in the industry for a long time and open up branches in Singapore, in Asia, in Europe. Maybe if people want to distribute the products over there. Yeah, but for now, it's, I don't know, logically speaking, it's not doable because of the money. Because you need a lot of expenses to promote your brands over there. I mean, to get an agent over there is something, and then you yourself have to come down there and meet people and spend for commercials, for things. So for now, it's not there yet, but maybe later in the future when we have the resources, the money, we will for sure go out there and promote our product to a bigger level.
What up, y'all? Yeah. Y'all ain't know, I go by the name of Lupe Fiasco, representing that first and 15. Yeah. And this one right here, I dedicate this one right here to all my homies out there grinding. You know what I'm saying? Legally and illegally. You know what I'm talking about? So, check it out. First got it when he was 6, didn't know any tricks. Matter of fact, first time he got on it, he slipped, landed on his hip and busted his lip. For a week he had to talk with a lisp like this. Now we can end the story right here, but shorty didn't quit, it was something in the air. Yeah, he said it was something so appealing, he couldn't fight the feeling, something about it. He knew he couldn't doubt it, couldn't understand it. Branded, since the first kick flip he landed. Labeled a misfit, a bandit. Cocoon, cocoon, cocoon. His neighbors couldn't stand it, so he was banished to the park. Started in the morning, one stopped after dark. Yeah, when they said it's getting late in here, so I'm sorry young man, there's no skating here. And so we kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. And away he rolled, just a rebel to the world with no place to go. And so we kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. So come and skate with me, just a rebel looking for a place to be. So let's kick,